You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.
Bears fans, this will not be an easy decision for Ryan Poles. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. I am back for yet another intriguing Chicago Bears video right here on Keek on the Mic, and I feel like this is going to be a good chance for us to once again engage with each other. As always, I do appreciate the engagement, how you guys comment down below and just engage with every single one of these videos that I post. As always, we're going to be once again talking about Ryan Poles and the big decision that he has coming up in the 2024 NFL Draft. Do you keep quarterback Justin Fields or do you draft a guy like Caleb Williams? During the press conference that he did last week, obviously Ryan Poles was bombarded with many questions surrounding Justin Fields and the quarterback situation around the Chicago Bears. And as he was answering these questions, Bears fans, he said something that really stuck with me. And I just wanted to bring up what he said on today's episode of Keek on the Mic. He's basically just insinuating that he's not only looking for a talented quarterback, he's also looking for a quarterback that has that mental toughness and can handle the city of Chicago. It was actually really interesting. He said this word for word, Bears fans, especially being a quarterback in the city. You've got to have it, right? You have to have mental toughness. You've got to be able to block things out. So really, I have to find out about the human beings. And personally, Bears fans, this cannot go unnoticed. And this is why the decision for Ryan Poles moving on from Justin Fields is going to be a tough one, because I feel like Justin Fields has that mental toughness. He's able to block out that outside noise. And don't get me wrong, I'm from California. I'm not from the city of Chicago, but every time I go to Chicago, I understand what he is talking about. Chicago is a tough city. Chicago is a tough place to play. If you play bad, you get criticized. If you play well, they absolutely love you. There is no in between, right? So I have to give Justin Fields a whole lot of props in that aspect, that he has that mental toughness. He has those leadership qualities that Ryan Poles always talks about. I'm not sure if Caleb Williams can handle that. I'm not sure if a guy like Drake Maye can handle that. I'm not sure if a guy like Jayden Daniels can handle that. Not everyone has that mental toughness to be able to take that constant criticism, especially when things are not going your way, especially when things are not going well, much like things right now for Justin Fields. Not everyone has that mental toughness to be able to block out that outside noise and take that criticism and continue to push forward and try to be a better player. So I think what Ryan Poles had to say here was very interesting. It's something that I didn't really catch right away, but when I went back and actually watched the press conference again, I caught that little piece. And I think it's really important because he's not only looking for that talented player. Of course, you want to find a quarterback that can elevate the players around him on this football team as well, right? It's also important to learn about that person inside. Are they a good leader? Can they handle that criticism? Do they have that mental toughness, right? That's what Ryan Poles is going to be looking at when he looks at a guy like Caleb Williams, when he looks at Drake Maye, when he looks at Jayden Daniels, when he looks at all these quarterbacks in the 2024 NFL Draft. Of course, when you look at a guy like Caleb Williams, he has massive arm talent. A lot of people are calling him a generational talent, but does he have the mental toughness to play in the city of Chicago? If things go bad, will he still be a good leader? If things go bad and the Chicago media, the Chicago Bears fans are attacking Caleb Williams, much like they're attacking Justin Fields right now, will he be able to handle that pressure? Those are all things that Ryan Poles is going to have to find out when he has those pre-draft interviews with Caleb Williams. So Bears fans, that's why I always say that Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears have yet to make a decision on who is playing quarterback for the 2024 season for the Chicago Bears. And the one thing I can definitely say is that Justin Fields, not only does he have the talent, Justin Fields has the mental toughness to play in the city of Chicago. Even though Bears fans, even though the media in Chicago sometimes bash Justin Fields, he continues to block out the noise and continues to play his game, and he continues to give his all to the city of Chicago and this Chicago Bears organization. I give Justin Fields major kudos because when Ryan Poles said this, he's absolutely right. Ryan Poles even said that he had to delete Twitter because that's how harsh Chicago Bears fans can be sometimes. We are not an easy fan base to play for. Once again, if we are losing, of course you attack the team or attack the quarterback that's playing on that team. If we are winning, then we absolutely love you. So I love the fact that Ryan Poles is not only looking for a talented player, but he's looking for a guy that can handle the pressure and actually play in the city of Chicago and handle that criticism that Chicago brings sometimes. So Bears fans, I don't want us to overlook this and overlook what Ryan Poles had to say on this matter. I'm definitely taking this seriously because I definitely believe Ryan Poles that he takes these pre-draft interviews with these different prospects very seriously. It's not only a Caleb Williams thing. It's not only a Drake May thing. He's going to be doing this with every single player he interviews leading up to the 2024 NFL draft, because every player on the Chicago Bears roster has to have that mental toughness. Things have not been good here in Chicago in terms of the Chicago Bears winning. It has been terrible. So he needs to learn more about the human being. He needs to learn more about the leader, the person that Caleb Williams is, the leader in person that Drake May is, the leader in person that anyone that he interviews leading up to the 2024 NFL draft is, because that's going to be very important if you want to add these certain pieces to the football team. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to bring in a person like Caleb Williams, especially the quarterback, the leader of this organization. You don't want to bring in a guy that doesn't have that mental toughness, because if he doesn't have that mental toughness playing for the Chicago Bears, playing for a very harsh city of Chicago, it is not going to work out. So I really love the fact that Ryan Poles is putting extra emphasis on this, because that is very important at the end of the day. So overall, Bears fans, this is going to be something that's going to be really interesting once Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears get to the combine and get to the pro days, and they do these interviews with Caleb Williams and they do these interviews with Drake May, because you're going to find out a lot about the person that Caleb Williams is, the person that Drake May is, the person that even Marvin Harrison Jr. is, right? So it's going to be really interesting once these reports and these rumors come out, once they have these interviews with these certain prospects. And I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it, because it means a lot to Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears, because he's trying to add the right pieces, because he understands that the Bears are not far off from being a really good football team, from being a consistent playoff contender. So he doesn't want to bring in the wrong pieces within this organization that can't handle the city of Chicago. So kudos to Ryan Poles on that. So overall, Bears fans, before I let you guys go, how do you feel about what Ryan Poles had to say about the city of Chicago? And he wants players that have the mental toughness to be able to play in the city of Chicago. Let me know down below in the comment section. But all in all, make sure you continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. Make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. Better than that, back for all new Bears podcasts right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You've been listening to Geek on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.